Hi, I'm Mike Hahn, Territory Account Manager here at Nutanix. I cover the San Francisco Bay Area, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about closing private cloud deals. Thank you for attending this session. So let's dive into it a little bit on uncovering customer pain points. So when I sit down with prospects and talk to them about private cloud deals, we go through a lot of different questions on why they're looking at private cloud, what they're looking to accomplish, what their applications are. There's a couple pain points that always come out in these discussions. And the first and foremost are virtualization deployments are very complex. There's just too many moving parts. If they're looking at private cloud and they want to compare it to what the public cloud guys are doing, the public cloud guys are doing it a lot easier and a lot simpler than how you're doing it internally today on your existing infrastructure. So what we want to do is make it easier for them to deploy a public cloud-like infrastructure for their private cloud. I've actually talked with a customer a while ago. I used to be a virtualization rep at VMware, and I got a call from the HP rep who sold them the HP servers. And the customer was having a lot of challenges around their environment. It was actually specific to a mission-critical workload that was running a Oracle database. And she invited me to a call as the VMware rep with my engineer. And on that call was HP, the server rep. It was me from VMware. It was the storage company. It was the database administrator, the virtualization architect, the VP at the company. There was the network architect at the company, and it was the network company. There was about 8 or 9 people on this call trying to troubleshoot one workload. There were too many moving parts. It became very complex, and there was a lot of finger pointing. The virtualization guy was saying it's not the virtual environment. The DBA was pointing to the storage array. The storage array was pointing to the server and the networks. It was just very complex and convoluted. It took weeks to resolve what the real issue was. The next pain point for customers is performance, performance, performance. They can never get enough. I want the fastest processors. I want flash drives. Most customers I've sat down with today, most prospects don't have solid state in their environment today. They also don't have the ability to scale the limits that they want to. They're limited by the current infrastructure to only go to a certain point of virtual workloads. The next point is scalability, right? We provide the ability to start very small and grow huge at a very slow rate, just one single node at a time. And they're too reactive. What projects are stalled because they've been putting out fires in another environment? There's things that we can do around each of these pain points here at Nutanix to help you guys position us to solve their pain points to make you more sticky in the account. So understanding the sales cycle for closing private cloud deals. The real thing I've seen is, have you met with the true decision makers in here? Almost every opportunity I've closed, I've had both the technical decision maker, someone that really wants to be the technical champion, and the financial decision maker, somebody that's willing to say, look, this is either a lower cost, going to provide us a better solution, or even a higher cost, but provides us a better solution, and agree to move forward. Always do a Nutanix demo if given the opportunity. I mean, seeing is believing. We're doing things so differently than everybody else that it's a bit shocking when they actually see a Nutanix demo on how efficient and simple our systems are. You could always do a POC. We have hosted POCs you could do. So leverage the resources you have to actually get Nutanix in their hands in some way. What is the compelling event to move forward? Do they have a specific project that's coming up? Have they tested out internally what they needed to test to move forward? Where are we at in the sales cycle? Did the project stall? So when I've come to a number of kind of forks in the road on a project and trying to move it forward, sometimes you hit a stumbling block. One time, a customer had a real challenge with getting his management on board. And what we did is we sat down and talked about a plan to actually do an executive briefing here at Nutanix. And it worked out great. We got the team, since I'm local here, where they were able to drive down, meet our founders, meet some of the engineers that are developing the products, meet the support teams and our the management who actually handles operations and support, and really get to know Nutanix as a company and not just a technology. And that basically unstuck the deal and helped us to move forward to win that business. The other thing I've used is total cost of ownership or ROI analysis are great to do two things. One, get you more strategic within the account, and secondly, grow deals. I've used those where people were saying, look, we just need to run 100 VMs, or we're just going to do 300 virtual desktops, or whatever it may be, to turn around and say, you know what, the ROI is so good on this, we're going to accelerate the project, we're going to find the budget, and we're going to do 2,000 virtual desktops. And we're not only going to do our production VMs, we're going to do our DR site at the same time. Financing. Has the project stalled because of financing? Always good to find out early how they're going to purchase the equipment for their private cloud. Is this project budgeted? And then it's a good sign. In fact, it's a great sign when all the players are willing to meet together to discuss the project and finalize the proposals to move forward. Every deal has competition. I've competed against just about every vendor in the business, SANs, servers, etc. But at the end of the day, they're still doing the same old thing. New vendors aren't providing anything transformative, and that's what Nutanix is. We're a very disruptive technology that transforms the way you set up and manage your private cloud. Keeping that in mind when you're doing your proposals, explaining to the prospect our value is huge in differentiating our technology and our solutions from all the other Me Too or SAN vendors out there. And at the end of the day, what are their advancements? Lower cost? Really? Faster systems? Come on. Those are just feature functionality things that they're trying to leverage to get in there to do something different, but it's not transformative. And then how are these companies going to dynamically change the customer's environment to make it more cloud-like? They're just not. Again, it's the same old infrastructure that they're providing in a different feature functionality way. We are completely transforming it to a cloud-like infrastructure. No one can compete with us. So closing the deal, as I mentioned before, I had a prospect I was working with on their initiative. We had to get together and help our champions sell it internally. It wasn't just me. It was a bunch of resources I utilized at Nutanix, from executives to engineering to support, as well as from the partner side, from their executive management, the partner sales engineers, their architects, to help build out a custom presentation that they could go back then and deliver to their management. It included involvement for both the prospect and the partner to make this happen. They were willing to help us find and involve a management sponsor. So when asked where it was stuck and why we couldn't get this forward to the next step, they were willing to actually broker a meeting with that person so we could have a business conversation about how to make that happen and move this to a mutually agreeable point in the buying process. It involved activities from both parties working together for a common goal. It wasn't just one side. It wasn't us just pushing to get things done. It was them actually pushing us to provide resources to help them. Use your available resources. We have so many here at Nutanix, it's incredible. From our marketing team to our support team to our VPs and executives to management, it's amazing. The Executive Briefing Center at Nutanix is phenomenal. The type of talent we can bring in front of your customers and prospects is bar none the best in the industry right now. We involve executives from all parties, involve your executives to help us position this as the right solution for them going forward for their private cloud. And then we brought in technical alliance partners. We work great with a number of them out there. I'll mention a few, like Splunk, like Citrix. Bring them in, bring their resources, because at the end of the day, right now, Nutanix is one piece of the larger puzzle. So when you're doing a desktop deployment, it could be AppSense, it could be Wise clients, it could be Citrix, it could be VMware. Involve them in the positioning of the solution and bring that together to help them build their private cloud. And discuss financing options. A lot of times when customers are looking at public cloud, it's because they want that operational expense of a cost per VM for X amount of dollars per month. Sometimes, and I've done this before, positioning it as an operational expense with a lease for the equipment can match it on par with what they were looking at from an operational expense within AWS. It's a great way to kind of equalize the cost playing field and win business that way. So a couple takeaways here. So don't be afraid to ask the tough questions up front. When people are talking about their private cloud deployments and getting it over the finish line, really getting to a no early in the process is a good thing. You must get that technical and financial champion. Use all the resources you have to meet with those people in the organization that you're prospecting into and sit down with them and just have that business conversation and talk to them about how Nutanix and why Nutanix. And then most importantly, have fun selling Nutanix as a cloud technology that would dramatically improve your customers' lives. We do what we say, we do it better than anybody in the industry, we have the best support team to back it up, and we won't let you down. So I hope this session really helped you out to be able to close those cloud deals, and I look forward to seeing you in the field. Thank you.